there, I'm Anthony Norsha, and this is Unlimited Everything. And what exactly is Unlimited Everything? Well, Unlimited Everything is the name of this YouTube channel, but it's also a concept for the way that we can live our lives. Now, basically, I am an advocate of this idea that absolutely everything, anything that you could possibly imagine, it is available in an unlimited, never-ending supply. And so you might say to yourself, well, hey, that doesn't really make sense. You know, there's only so many white snow leopards that are in Nepal. You know, it's an endangered species. You know, the yellow-bodied white snow leopard, or whatever you might say, right? There's a limited number of things. Well, the thing about that is, that's if you actually believe like reality is like a real reality. Then yeah, there is a limited number of things. But the way I kind of look at reality, I kind of look at it like a procedurally generated video game. For example, imagine the video game Minecraft. Imagine you're a character in Minecraft. You think that, you know, there's a certain number of mountains and streams and trees and bushes, but what you don't realize is they're just being generated. You know, these things are endless. They can be generated forever. There is no supply. It's a freaking video game that turns on, it starts running, and for all we know, we could literally be in a video game ourselves. We could basically be artificial intelligence in some type of simulation. I'm not going to get into all of that stuff, and that's not really what this episode is about at all. But basically, I just want to say, when I think of unlimited everything, no, there is no limit because there is no reality. We are generating reality with every thought that we think, but these thoughts are being filtered through our core belief systems, and then they are being projected out into our lives and made visible. And what we see when we walk around every day is basically a 360-degree reflection of who we are inside. That's all that we're seeing outside of us. We're seeing what we are on the inside. So if you're walking around every day and you don't like what you're seeing all the time, you probably don't like some part of yourself, because all you're seeing out there is what you are in here. And I believe that there is an unlimited supply of absolutely everything, and that includes success, that includes health, that includes wealth, etc., etc. Of course, it includes all the bad stuff as well. You know, it is absolutely unlimited everything. There's no limits. There's no cutoff point. You don't have to fight with anybody for a limited supply of anything. It is all there for you. The only limits are what you create yourself, the limits that you create with your own core belief systems and the thoughts that you think every single day. But on this particular episode, what I want to get into is I want to get into some of the little things, some of the little tiny things that we can do every day, these little habits that we can create for ourselves that will have such an incredible impact going forward, because we will start to see major changes, major shifts in what's going on in our life. It will all of a sudden start seeming like everything is just unraveling perfectly. A lot of good situations will just kind of unravel for you. A lot of good circumstances. Other people will think, man, you're so lucky. Everything just works out for you. But you'll know deep down inside that you're not lucky at all. You're creating these situations with your positive outlook and the way that you're carrying yourself throughout life. And that's actually what we're going to be talking about on this episode, because this episode is all about the law of vibration. The law of vibration, not the law of attraction. We spend so much time focusing and concentrating on the law of attraction. We're always thinking about, can I manifest this? Can I manifest that? Am I visualizing in the right way? Am I spending enough time visualizing? Am I writing enough affirmations? Am I listening to enough good affirmations? Am I doing this? Am I doing that? Am I consciously aware of my thoughts all day long? And you know what? The truth of the matter is that a lot of this stuff, it can be kind of difficult. It can be kind of overwhelming to a degree, and it can be frustrating. You can wonder, am I doing this right? You know, when you're trying to manifest such a big thing, it can take a long time for whatever it is to actually start working its way into your life. And so you could really start doubting things. You could start wondering, am I just wasting my time? Is all of this for naught? You know, what am I doing here? So what I want to talk on this episode is some little things that we can do where you can immediately see the results. You should see the results all around you. Matter of fact, you'll actually feel the results inside of you. You'll feel that there is some kind of change going on, and you'll feel like there's some type of energy that is bubbling around you, and you'll feel the difference. And other people will kind of think, wow, you're kind of like a different person. You're this other person. I don't know what's going on with you. You're a little bit different than you've ever been. And that's really what we're talking about here when we're talking about the law of vibration. So what are we talking, like, what is the law of vibration anyway? Well, the law of vibration is very simply that it's this idea that everything is vibrating, that everything is pulsating, everything has a frequency, everything is vibrating at a certain rate, and that if you were to examine every little piece of matter under a fine microscope, and if you were to look at it on that super small level where you're looking at individual molecules, everything is just bouncing around, everything is vibrating. And so basically it's called the law of vibration. Everything is vibrating. We live in an ocean of motion. Everything is moving. There's no such thing as inertia. And if you're a big fan of Bob Proctor, and I'm a huge fan of Bob Proctor, not so much modern day Bob Proctor right now. I mean, the guy is approaching like 90 years old, still incredible speaker and a wonderful law of attraction teacher. But when I'm talking about Bob Proctor, I am talking about classic era Bob Proctor. I'm talking about the You Were Born Rich seminar from the early 1990s. And if you guys are not up on this, here's a tip right away. You want to talk about little things that you can do every day? Number one of the little things you should be doing every single day is listen to some of your favorite teachers, the favorite speeches that you've ever heard. Record some of these speeches. Get these speeches in an MP3 form. Get them into a WAV file. Burn them on a blank CD. Put them on your phone. Get them in your car so that when you're driving around every day, you can listen to these great speeches and you can hear them over and over again. And it's incredible motivation. You know, it reminds you of where your mindset should be. And so you want to constantly hear this stuff every day. It's a great idea. It's just like somebody takes their vitamins every day, or somebody exercises every day. You got to do this. You got to listen to your favorite speakers every day because they will inspire you. And if you hear the same thing over and over again, it starts to get burned into your subconscious. And so if you're listening to some really good stuff, it will eventually start to seep into your subconscious, and it will start to affect some of your core belief systems. And some of your core belief systems are probably holding you back anyway, and you really need to change some of this stuff anyway. So that's a tip right there, is listen to these people over and over again. But what I'm trying to talk about here is Bob Proctor, the classic era Bob Proctor in the early 1990s. He did a seminar called You Were Born Rich. And if you go to YouTube and you search for Bob Proctor, You Were Born Rich, you'll see Bob Proctor wearing these glasses with really thick lenses, and he's wearing a tan suit, and he's standing in front of like a chalkboard that you would see at a elementary school, and he's going over all of these philosophies. That's the video that you want to watch. It was a seminar. It was recorded in the early 1990s. Bob Proctor and John Canary both did this seminar. Incredible information was dropped. And you know what? Yeah, that information is really old. It's from the early 1990s, but there's no expiration date on incredibly good information. Do you guys realize that a lot of your favorite law of attraction speakers, their original mentor that they go back to is Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich. He's kind of the guy that started this whole freaking thing. And, that was in the 1920s or whatever, Napoleon Hill. And so good information does not expire. There was information that was given to people 6,000 years ago. They knew about this stuff 6,000 years ago. These are not new concepts. And so just because some of this Bob Proctor, this You Were Born Rich seminar, it's from the early 1990s and they're wearing all these old clothes and old hairstyles and all this stuff, you might think, oh, this is old, outdated information. I want to listen to a modern day law. No, you want to listen to good information wherever the hell you find it. And Bob Proctor is very good information. And Bob Proctor, the reason I'm bringing him up is because he talks about the law of vibration maybe more than any of the other speakers I've heard out there. Not a lot of people spend a lot of time on the law of vibration. They're mostly focused on the law of attraction, what you think about, you bring about, all of those kinds of things. And all that stuff is great. That is wonderful. We got to know that stuff. But the law of vibration, the wonderful thing about the law of vibration is you could be doing everything wrong when it comes to the law of attraction. You might not be visualizing correctly. You might not be doing the proper affirmations, whatever it is. You might be doing it wrong when it comes to the law of attraction, but if you're doing law of vibration right, nothing else will really matter, because good things will happen to you if you're vibrating at a good level. And if you're vibrating at a bad level, it doesn't matter if you're doing everything perfect with the law of attraction, you're still going to end up with some bad stuff. These things are intertwined. These things connect to each other. And our general day-to-day vibration is incredibly important, and it's something that is simple. We can work on it every day, and we can see the results almost immediately. Not only see the results, you can actually feel the results, because you can feel the energy. And so what is the law of vibration? One of the easiest ways to explain it is like people talk about, oh, I'm in a negative vibration. I'm in a positive vibration. I have a good vibration. I have a bad vibration. We hear all of these things, but what exactly does it really mean? Well, an easy way to explain it is if you ask somebody how they're feeling, how they're doing, how's everything going today? And if the person says, man, today is just a rotten day. Everything's going bad. This sucks. This didn't happen. That didn't. That person is not in a very good vibration. They are in a negative vibration. And if you ask a question to somebody, how's your day going? And they're like, oh, it's wonderful. Everything is going great today. Man, things are going wonderful. I feel good. It's a great day. If somebody answers in that way, that person is in a very positive vibration. And there's a big difference between these two people that it couldn't be more different how these people are vibrating. And the guy that has a super positive vibration, just more good things are just going to randomly happen to this guy. And it's going to seem like random circumstance, but it's anything but random. It's being generated because that person is vibrating with a certain frequency, and they're attracting other good things on that frequency. And if they're vibrating with a positive frequency, they're going to attract things that are on a positive frequency. I mean, it's simple. It's really freaking simple. And if somebody is vibrating with a very negative energy, they're going to attract negative energies, and little negative things are going to pop up. And one of the easy ways to explain this is, I know that everybody that's watching this video, if you've ever driven a car before, if you've ever ridden in a car before, even if you've never driven a car, you've been inside a car and you've come to a stoplight where there's a whole bunch of cars at the stoplight, and you look to your left and you look to your right, and there's a car there and there's a car there, and you've seen a car before where there's two people in the car and they are just yelling. They are just yelling and screaming and arguing with each other, and they're just yelling back and forth, and you're looking over there and you're like, God damn, those people are just yelling and screaming at each other. You know, you've been there before. You've probably been in an argument like that in a car with somebody else before at some time in your life, but you're seeing these people yelling and screaming and arguing and just the fury that they're unleashing. And the crazy thing about it is, whenever I see a situation like that, when I'm looking at those people and I'm seeing them do that, the thought that I'm thinking in my mind is I'm thinking, these people have no freaking clue to what they're doing. Because when you are arguing, when you are yelling, when you are screaming, when you are going on an angry tirade, what you're basically doing is you are praying to the universe. You are absolutely praying, and you are begging the universe for more situations that are going to make you feel exactly like that. You want more situations that are going to make you angry, more situations that are going to make you furious, more situations that are just going to make you so frustrated and drive you up the wall. You're really praying for that. That's what those people are doing when they're yelling and screaming and arguing. They're actually begging the universe. They're saying, universe, please give me more of this. This is what I want. And so they're vibrating on an incredibly negative level, and they're asking for more negativity to come back their way. That's just the way this game works. I've said it many times that the only thing that can flow into your life is what is flowing out of your life. And so if negativity is flowing out of your life, negativity is going to flow into your life. And if there isn't any positivity that is flowing out of your life, then no positivity is flowing into your life. This stuff is like ABC 1, 2, 3. This is some easy stuff right here. So when we think about the law of vibration, you want to be the complete opposite to the person that is yelling and screaming and they're just so angry with the world. What you want to be is you want to be that other guy. And you know the guy I'm talking about. Like one time I used to work in retail sales way back in the days. I used to work at an electronics store, very similar to Best Buy, but not Best Buy. Kind of like Circuit City, but not Circuit City. And every once in a while you would meet these people, or you might even have an employee that was like this. And I would call him like Mr. Happy Pants, like this person that is like, hi, how's everybody doing? Oh man, it's a wonderful day today. Everything is going great. Oh, just lovely weather we're having. And if it's raining, it's like, oh, I love the rain. And if there's no customers there, oh, I kind of like it when it's a slow day, like, Mr. Happy Pants. We know these people, and probably in the past, these people might infuriate you, and you would see these people and you'd be like, come on, man, nobody's that freaking happy. Why are you putting on this front? Nobody can really be that happy. Mr. Happy Pants, stop it. You're bothering me. You're making me sick with all of you're so happy about everything. But you know what? The truth of the matter is, Mr. Happy Pants, that guy was on the right pathway. That is actually the pathway that we need to go down. And that is the law of vibration. That is the law of vibration. What you want to do, a very simple thing, every time you have an interaction with another human being on this planet, this is what I want you guys to do, is I want you to treat every individual human that you come in contact with, treat them as the most important human on planet Earth. Any single human that you come in contact with, treat them as the most important human on planet Earth. And when you're in a personal interaction with somebody, even if it's only going to last for 25 seconds or for a minute and 10 seconds or however long, let's say you're walk out to the front of your house, you're going over to the mailbox. There's a community mailbox where your other neighbors go up to, and you're putting your key in and you're getting your mail out. There might be a neighbor there. You might have an interaction with them that lasts 25 seconds at the max. But you know what? Every single interaction that we have with another human being it is mission critical, and it's an opportunity for you to take advantage of the law of vibration and to use this idea of the law of vibration. So basically, what I want you to do is when you come into contact with other human beings, I just want you to be the happiest, friendliest, most cheerful, most pleasant, most positive, most upbeat version of yourself that you could possibly be, but actually being authentic. Being authentic. And so if you're not used to this, if you've never been Mr. Happy Pants, and if you're normally that negative kind of person, this is going to take some effort. It is going to take some work. But you know what? You can develop a positive habit where you're doing this every single day, and you can eventually learn to change your ways, and you can go from the person that's yelling and screaming in a car that is basically begging for negative things to happen in their life. You can go from that to Mr. Happy Pants that just seems to have a lot of good things come into their life, and a lot of happy things. Just good luck just seems to follow these people wherever they go, and it's because of their vibration. And so another way that I'll explain vibration, and sometimes it's hard to put this in words. It really is. It's very difficult to describe what good vibration is. You know it when you're feeling it. You know it when it's happening. And an example of a good vibration is, for example, let's say I went to a Subway store to buy a sandwich, okay? And so I go into a Subway store, and there's maybe 2 employees in line, and there's like 3 employees that are working there making sandwiches. Now, in the old days, like 3 years ago, before I knew much about this law of attraction stuff, before I went down this positive mindset path, I was the type of person, I would go into Subway, and I probably wouldn't talk to any customer in the line, and I probably would barely talk to the employees. I would say, white bread. Yeah, give me white bread. I'll take the tuna, provolone, not toast. It would be bare minimum. It would be the bare minimum conversation I could have. I basically would almost kind of like shun contact with other human beings. And back at that time, I looked at it as a successful trip to Subway if I didn't really have to interact with humans very much, and I got my sandwich and I got in and out of there, and I'm gone. And that might not necessarily be a negative vibration doing that, but it definitely isn't positive. And so by comparison now, if I go to Subway now, well, there could be some people waiting in line, and there's some employees there, and I will randomly strike up a conversation with another customer waiting in line, or I'll strike up a conversation with the employees. And there will just be this friendly banter back and forth, but it's not forced. It's not manufactured. I'm just like this kind of chippy, happy, like, yeah, things are going good. Let's, just imagine like you found $100 bill on the ground 5 minutes before you walked into Subway. I mean, if you found $100 bill on the ground, you'd probably be like, yeah, everything's, I feel freaking good. Everything is going good. Or you just found out about some really happy news, some really critical news that something broke for you really well, and you're just feeling good, you're feeling happy, you're feeling chipper. Well, if you take that kind of attitude into every situation that you have with other people, and you become this Mr. Happy Pants person, and you get into these conversations with people that are just natural and effortless, and you're not trying, you're not going out of your way. Now, in the beginning, you might have to try a little bit. You might have to break out of your norms a little bit. But eventually, you'll figure out how to do this where you're going with the flow. You're picking up their vibrations, and you're connecting with them on their vibration, and you're kind of like having this volley back and forth. It's like playing ping pong, and you kind of have this exchange of energy that is going on with this other person. And one of the things that Earl Nightingale talks about, and Earl Nightingale, you want to talk about one of the Jedi masters of the law of attraction, Earl Nightingale, The Strangest Secret, incredible. Attitude, the magic word, attitude, just some incredible stuff that Earl Nightingale has broken down. But one of the things that he'll talk about is treating every single person that you come in contact with for 30 days as the most important person on planet Earth. And it is incredible advice. And the way that I would break down this advice is I would think of it like this. Now, I'm going to paint a little picture. Imagine this scenario, okay? And you don't need to be religious, but I want you to just imagine that this really happened. Okay, so imagine you're just going about your day-to-day life and an incredible thing happens. An angel materializes in front of you and it looks real as can be. And it is just incredible. You are in the presence of an angel and you're like, oh my God, there is an angel. And again, I'm not a religious person, but let's just pretend somehow an angel has come in front of you and an angel is speaking to you. And the angel says to you, God is going to visit you in the next 7 days. Okay, God is going to visit you, and he could visit you on Monday. He could visit you on Tuesday. He could visit you on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. You don't know what day God is going to visit you. You don't know what time God is going to visit you, but the angel tells you that God is going to visit you and that God is going to take the form of a regular human being, that you're not going to know that this person is God. And the angel is going to tell you, I have no idea what form God is going to take. I know it is going to be a human form, but that's it. And so the angel is giving you a little bit of advice. The angel is trying to do you a solid. The angel is saying, look, God is going to visit you in the next 7 days. He's going to make a major judgment on you. And so you need to be on your best behavior, and he's going to come in some kind of form, and it's going to take a human form, but it could be a bum. It could be a bum on the street. It could be somebody that you know very well, but you have an intense hatred for this person. You just don't like this person. This person rubs you the wrong way. He could come as that person. He could come as your mom or dad. He can come as your wife or girlfriend or your husband or your boyfriend. He could come as your favorite friend or your worst enemy. He could be the mailman. He could be the guy that's mowing your lawn. He could be anybody. You just don't know who this person is, and it's going to happen in the next 7 days. You know that it is guaranteed, and there's a freaking angel in front of you, and the angel is like doing magical shit, like it went right through a wall or whatever. You know this is real. You know this is happening. You pinch yourself. You know this is taking place. You truly believe it. So if that were to happen to you, imagine how you would treat every single person in your life for those 7 days. If this really happened, if you really knew that God was going to come and visit you in the form of a human being, but you didn't know who it was, you didn't know when it was, you didn't know where it was going to happen, how it was going to happen, you had no idea, you just knew sometime in the next 7 days this is going to happen. Think how you would treat every single human being over that 7-day period. Well, that's how you want to do it for the rest of your fucking life right now. This is how you want to do it right now. You want to pretend that that situation is active right now. And so every single person you come in contact with, treat them as the most important thing on the planet, the most important thing in the world. Treat them with the most respect, the utmost respect. Treat them as just an incredible, important human being, and you cherish this human being. And so when you have your interaction with this person, what I want you to do is like tune everything else out. Forget about time. Don't worry about time, and don't think about what you want to say. Don't think about where you want to steer the conversation. Just be there with that person, in the moment with them. Listen to them, not with your ears. Your ears will hear a conversation, but you really listen with your emotions. So really listen to that person. Listen without thinking about what you're going to say or where you want to steer the conversation. Just let the conversation naturally go, like it's a wave and it's moving along, and just go with the conversation and let it flow. And so, how do I explain this? Again, it's difficult to explain, but think of a conversation that you've had with a complete and utter stranger somewhere. Maybe you're at some place, you're getting a new tire put on your car, and you're waiting around, and there's another person, they're waiting for a tire to get put on their car as well, and you just happen to strike up this conversation randomly, and it's a wonderful conversation. You guys both it turns out that you guys are both huge fans of the San Francisco Giants or something like that. And you get into this wonderful conversation about the Giants pitching staff and the third baseman and the first baseman. And I'm not a baseball fan. I'm making this up completely off the top of my head, but I'm saying we've all had these conversations with complete and utter strangers, but the conversation just takes this natural flow to it. And when we leave, like when you walk away and when they walk away, you're both left with a better feeling. Like you leave the conversation in a better situation than you started with the conversation. You have like this burst of energy. You feel good. You kind of just have this tingly sensation. You feel better. The conversation was perfect. There was no effort. You weren't trying. It just naturally went, but you were friendly. You were helpful. You were considerate. You actually listened to what the person said, and you heard what they said, and you got into their vibration. You understood what they were talking about. You had a wonderful conversation. The both of you parted ways, but you both parted ways with a higher level of energy than you started. That's the law of vibration right there. That is the vibration that you're in. And if you're in a really good vibration, everywhere you go, you know what it's kind of like? Have you guys ever, I'm sure you've seen this commercial where it's like the Sandman comes to visit you during your dreams, and he sprinkles this little Sandman dust on you. It's almost like Peter Pan, Twinkle, is it, God, what's the little fairy in Peter Pan? She sprinkles that little fairy dust, right? So imagine it like this. When you are in such an incredibly good vibration, it's like you have this fairy dust that is flowing all over you. And when you go talk to this person, a little bit of that dust sprinkles onto them. You talk to that person, a little bit of that dust sprinkles onto them. You talk to this person, a little bit of that dust sprinkles onto them. And if you're in this positive vibration and you just feel good and you just have a good energy and you have a good way about you and you're just bouncing from one good conversation to another, and it's like the energy stacks upon itself. It's like a snowball effect. And the same thing happens negatively. You could have somebody that is in a real negative vibration, and it's not fairy dust that's surrounding them. It's almost like a dust cloud. Like, remember in the Peanuts, was it Linus? He always had this dirt cloud that followed him around wherever he went, or who it was in the Peanuts that was like that. Well, if you have a really bad negative vibration, wherever you go, you're interacting with other people and you're kind of bringing them down. It's like you're a little mini hurricane. Like, it's a little tiny cloud that is moving around and it's showering over people. You're a bad cloud. Wherever you're going, you're bringing people down. You're bringing the mood down. It's negativity. You're bringing it with you, and that negativity, it's like a gas. It's like it's affecting other people around you, and there's a snowball effect with that as well. The negativity will stack. It will stack like a snowball rolling downhill. It gets bigger and bigger. There's a compounding interest. Well, this happens both on the negative side and the positive side. And somebody that is in a truly magnificent vibration, everywhere they go, it's like they're spreading that fairy dust, and what they're doing is their vibration is high, but they're raising other people's vibrations. They're literally raising the vibration of other people around them. And I think there's something to that. I think that has power. when you raise other people's vibrations all around you, it's almost like it's giving you like this extra juice, and that extra juice is creating these good circumstances that are just randomly happening to you. So the guy that is in a really good vibration, maybe he's driving home from work and 9 times out of 10 there would be this horrible traffic, but for some reason the Red Sea parts and this guy just gets home, and he's like, oh, wow, you got home so quick. And he's like, yeah, I don't know, there wasn't much traffic today. I caught every good little flow. Everything opened up for me. I didn't get stuck anywhere. It was green lights all the way home. Everything just worked out great. That's the way it happens when somebody is in a good vibration. And when someone's in a negative vibration, it's the exact opposite. Every red light, they get to, where there's a train goes by, they're waiting forever, they get pulled over by a cop for running a red light, or just bad things happen, bad juju. And so it's positive vibration, it's good vibration. This is the law of vibration. And this is a simple thing. It's literally a simple thing that we can do every single day of our lives. It's a good habit. It's a positive habit. And like I was saying earlier, you could be doing everything else wrong in your life. If you have a good positive vibration, things will start to work out for you. Things will start to unravel for you, and you're probably not going to be doing wrong in every other area of your life. In fact, things are going to work out better for you, because I'm telling you, this positive vibration, it just changes everything. Every little project that you start, if you start the project in a positive vibration where you really feel like everything is working out well, things are going to work out good for you, that project is likely to go way the hell better than it would be if you started it off in either a neutral or a negative vibration. This is just the way these things work. And so at the end of the day, what am I telling you guys to do? What I'm telling you guys to do, I'm almost telling you to be like a born again Christian or something when you're out there mingling amongst the crowd. Be the kindest, nicest, gentlest, caring, jolly, happy-go-lucky, positive, upbeat, cheerful, hopeful, happy, positive. That's what you want to be. You want to be whatever that version of you is. That is who you want to be. And it might be difficult in the beginning. Believe me, I was no happy Mr. Happy Pants. That's not the way I am. I used to be an incredibly negative person. I used to be the kind of person that looked for the negative in everything. And I've switched, it's 180 degrees. Now I look for the positives in everything. I'm happy, I'm cheerful everywhere I go. Even if bad things happen, I'm still happy and I'm still cheerful. And you know what? I feel the energy, man. I feel it in my interactions with other people. I feel the energy, and it's a compounding interest. It helps. It is powerful. It is incredible. And I guarantee you, if you really try to do this, if you really try to treat every person you come in contact with like they are the most important thing on planet Earth, you'll feel this energy. You will start to feel this energy, and you will start to see changes. And it's simple and it's easy, and any of us can do it. It's ABC. It's 1, 2, 3, man. You want to be Mr. Happy Pants. That's basically all it is. You want to be that happy guy. You want to be that guy. And I know in the past you probably looked at that guy and was like, man, these people, they drive me crazy. Well, you know what? Those people are enjoying the good life. And if that's where you want to go, that's what you got to be. You got to change your perspective, and it's within your grasp. Every single day you can do this, and you can create this positive habit, and it can be incredibly powerful. It is tremendous. It can just change your entire life. It can change your entire life, and it is so freaking simple. So freaking simple. So anyway, guys, that's basically what I wanted to talk about today. I know I rambled on forever, probably repeated myself a whole bunch of times here, but I just want to try to convey what I feel about this kind of message. And you know what? That's just the way I'm going to do it. And so I'm going to be real. I'm going to be straight up. I'm going to tell you the way I feel like things are really happening. And hopefully, if you're out there, you can watch this, you understand it. You're like, you know what? I can feel what this guy's putting down. I understand how this guy is breaking it down. This makes sense. I'm going to try it. Yes, try it. Absolutely. It is incredible. So anyway, that's going to go ahead and do it for this particular video for Unlimited Everything. Once again, I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel. I'd love it if you'd like to like the video. Go ahead and leave a comment. And if you know anybody else that's into the law of attraction, if they're into the power of positive thinking, if they're into the law of vibration, if they're into this idea that they can write their own script, that you can take charge of your life, that you can take control of your life, tell them about this channel. Recommend this channel. Spread the good word. Because the more people I can help with these kinds of ideas and concepts, the better off it'll be. I'm doing this for selfish reasons. I'm really doing this for selfish reasons because I know that what flows out of my life flows into my life. And so if I can help people out there will help me. This is the way the universe works. If I want good things to happen, I need to give good of myself, and then good will come back to me. That is the way this thing works. So I am doing this incredibly selfishly, and the more people I can touch, the better it is. The better it will be for me in the long run. And some people will say, well, hey, if you're doing it for selfish reasons, you're not really going to get a benefit. You know what? You're going to get a benefit. Trust me, you are going to get a benefit. If you do good, it doesn't matter what the reason is. You're doing good things. You're sending out good vibes. It is going to affect you in a very positive way. So that's going to go ahead and do it for this video. I will definitely be back with additional videos in the future. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Bye-bye.